So, just coming on to talk a little bit about emotions and feelings and love. The subject that, is at the root of a lot of our pain, suffering, illusions. I think it's really difficult to know how to navigate past life connections, especially if maybe one of you is the only one that believes that. And with this shaman calling, I live in a different realm or reality to, well, we all live in our own reality, so just mine is different to what I've ever known. And basically, I kind of wanted to just make a point about once we taste, once we connect, once we touch, once we feel, once we meet someone from a past life again, maybe where we've battled and never been able to be together and been through pain, and that has come through this realm. Maybe one of them has harboured that pain differently to the other person, and there's always been a sense of longing or anger or resentment, and that has manifested in the physical realm through, aggression or violence or whatever. Because some of us have, and usually elitists that have, studied the occult and the dark arts, but used it to their advantage, which is mostly to the disadvantage of the gen pop, the general population. But, if we consider ourselves chosen people, and it's not just chosen, we are, many of us, just all fallen angels, and it is something that I've talked about before, but from someone who back in the day would go on Tinder to date and try and put myself out there and be open to new things, when actually they were just a repeated version of stuff that's recycled over, because it's all the same stuff. And apologies to this isn't to cause any offence, this is my personal journey, so excuse me. And when we taste pharaohs and gods and goddesses, we can't really go back to creating an online profile. You can't really go back to going on the dating scene, which is hard when, we're physical beings. We've got physical needs, desires. We all seek intimacy and tenderness. And it's going to be coming up to nearly 7 months celibate to my side. So I take this as a sign from higher self. And also some of the pain I'm working through. I'm just unable to connect with anybody in that space because the last person is very special to me. It's a connection that I'm still trying to navigate in a stand, because to have met somebody at my spiritual depth who acts in very, very different ways to me, this is masculine, feminine, he's very in his masculine. It's also allowed me to fall more into my feminine, and that is in my memory seemed to be one of the first interactions where it felt balanced, in that sense where the masculine took on the role that, I'll say, I don't like that word, but maybe masculine took on the role that felt healthy for me, although whether the connection was healthy or not, I think it's maybe other people are stopping us from being together and spell work, and just, as I said, it's all a magic show, so we know what we know and we share what spirit allows us, and I have to keep quiet and private about a lot of stuff which is painful to hold by yourself. Anyway, I didn't come on to Christ though. Basically, what I'm saying is, once we taste the gods and the pharaohs, and we have these interstellar, ethereal connections, I can't let anybody else touch me. It just doesn't work. I can't think about anybody else, really. So, you know, who knows what the future holds, and who knows where human emotions and healing and unnecessary pain and suffering and the actions of others goes. But I do know that we're in a time of huge karmic clearing, and a time where I'm blooming and rising, and I trust the people that I've met. Well, this emperor will find power and strength in his own truth, and should we realign in this realm, in this timeline, and create magic, which I've already seen, I can't control that. And obviously that's where the emotions and the pain and the longing come from, because this is a human vessel, so I have to experience the spectrum of human emotions, although I think I'm really just grateful that I met this person, because harbouring any form of I tried my hardest and I had to fight for you, and felt it was one-sided. And this isn't to judge anybody, because we're all very different energies, and until two energies collide and meet at the same time, in the same time, that's interesting, because it was a bit of a Beauty and the Beast story. I think he's a bit of a beast, primordial. Otherworldly, anyway. But until two energies collide and come together, it's really difficult to know how our soul is going to react. And this is where obviously intuition comes in. But if we've moved through darkness in our life, or you meet at a time where the darkness is around you from things that other people have been doing as well, not blaming, but it's just happened that way in my life, that I was targeted and brought into the underworld, from which I have in which I have protection. Like, I'm not worried about that. People that have read the article know that Reggie, other connections, look after me and protect me. And this is not a point of saying, oh, I'm invincible, or glorifying anything. Glorifying anything that is dark, or someone's actions in their lives. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest with myself and my journey, and saying that I've got these beings, these entities, these passed over humans who look after me and protect me from evil. And they say forever. I just hear the word forever. And whether two energies get the chance to get a second chance, or get an opportunity to revisit, when spell work is gone, or when people get their karma and they disappear out of the situation, and people around them like get out their ego and think that they can actually meddle in someone else's life. You know, that is part of what... That's my tummy grumbling because I'm hungry. And I don't mean for food. Anyway, but when other people can stop meddling in other people's lives, thinking that they've got the right to tell anybody who to be with or what to do, or that you claim someone, like even now that person that I connected with or who I'm talking about would never say, you know, it's mine. You know, I can't control, like we just know where we feel blessed, at peace, at harmony. You know, when you're in a space where you can just fall asleep and maybe sleep the best that you've ever slept, and the shadows start to disappear and you feel the glimmer of light, and you feel or you fall asleep on the sofa and someone comes and kisses you on the head. We all share these beautiful moments with the people that we are called to be with. But in the realms that we're at now, and all of this huge karmic sort of justice playing out and leveling out, and, you know, it'll continue into 2023. Well, it's been going on for the past however long, 20, 30, 40 years, whenever these first wave of volunteers and people have started to be awakened to the damage and restrictions of the elite and the demonic forces. But it is a time of cleansing and clearing now. And to know you've been a lone wolf through the ages, to know you've been a leader, to know you've been different to others, you've taken on it. We're all different, so I don't know why I'm saying that, but to know that you have taken on a different role through your past lives than the average person, or, well, no one's average, I don't want to say that, but anyway, than what one might, you know, assume. It's really hard to just go back to, that was a huge tangent, but to go back to online dating, or to go onto a forum and profile and like try and meet someone in that way, because it's so mechanical, because I am Venusian, I'm Venus born, and I am a lover and huge romantic and fairy tale, fantastical fantasy. Well, that's what I grew up on. I grew up on Beatrix Potter and Winnie the Pooh and Roald Dahl and Disney, and we don't really want to go down that route, but anyway, when things were innocent. And so that sort of realm is always the magic. I've just always had that there. It was very, very profound as a child, and then it got dimmed out, and now through these connections and through portals and through psilocybin and through love and various things, personal observation, like my inner child, my baby girl, is reawakening all of that magic. And so I know this is a long one and there's lots of breaths, and it's a tough subject for me without crying, because I am holding stuff back. So, you know, I think I'll leave it there, but I can't go back to the normal, because it's just not possible.